everybody. Welcome back to the Essential Owl. Erin here today. I am making another custom order cold process soap. This is number 4 of 5. So we are almost to the end of these custom orders, and then I'll be back to making my regular soap for a little while, at least until I get another custom order. Anyway, this is actually number 5, but my fourth soap, it didn't work out so well. And I will be posting that video next week. I'm going to be making it either tonight or I may put it off until tomorrow. I got so frustrated with it that I had to set it aside because, well, I don't want to give anything away, so you'll just have to keep an eye out for that video and to see how I handle it. I think I've got a pretty good idea of what I want to do for it. So yeah, anyway, let's jump into this one. Today I am making a soap fragranced with this fragrance oil right here from Brambleberry. This is Neroli, I think that's how you pronounce it, Neroli and Shea Blossom. This smells, I love this smell. It's very, even though it has a pretty feminine sort of name, it's floral after all, but you would totally expect it to be super feminine. But in my opinion, it's not all that feminine. I mean, it's kind of feminine, but I have a couple of male customers that have ordered and used my other soap, my soap that I made for my line, and they really like it. It's really hard to describe. I'll put some fragrance notes up on the screen so you can take a look at that. I'm feeling so nostalgic right now. The very first cold process soap that I ever made was made with this fragrance, so it's a little bit of a throwback for me. It's great. I love it. For this soap, I'm going to be using a little bit of a different color scheme than what I usually do. I say that having made a purple and yellow soap just recently as part of this custom order. Anyway, the base of the soap is going to be this color. This is Alpine Green Mica from Nurture Soap, and it is this color green. You can see that this spatula right here is very green. It's very different from that. I'm trying to get it into a good light so you can see. But it's almost like a Christmassy green. It's the color green that I imagine when someone talks about Christmas. And just for comparison's sake, this is the Green Vibrance Mica that I have used a couple of times. And I'll get out New Leaf Mica too, just to compare it. So here is the Green Vibrance, super green. And the New Leaf Mica next to it, it's more yellowy. And then here is the Alpine Green. So it's darker than both of these. But it's very nice. It's very shimmery. I really like this mica. This is only a 5-gram bottle. So I'm going to have to order more of this because I really like it. The other color I'm going to be using is Copper Penny Mica. I used this in my Wrath soap. If you haven't seen that, I recommend that you go watch it. But there is that. It really does look like a new penny. It looks like a penny when you get it into the soap batter. It's really nice. So there is that. Now, I am going to go ahead and get started. I don't really have anything specific in mind for this. I want to swirl it. I'm not going to do a drop swirl. What I did today, when I went to Lowe's with my husband, we're in the process of converting a coat closet into a more useful closet with a bunch of shelves in it and stuff. It's directly across from our bathroom, so it'll be great for putting towels and stuff in there. But anyway, you all don't want to hear about that. I went and bought a little wooden dowel. This is part of that. We cut it off, but it's an oak dowel, and I think it's going to be really good for getting into the mold and like swirling it around in there, sort of like a spoon swirl. So I want to try to use this as opposed to a hanger swirl and see what the difference is between using this and a hanger tool. Can't talk today. So I've got my oils all ready to go. I've got some kaolin clay in here. That's why it's a little bit cloudy. It's not totally clear. Usually when my oils are this temperature, they're right around 101 degrees right now. I don't know if you can see that. That's actually quite a bit hotter than I usually soap, but these oils have been sitting out for a good 30 to 40 minutes, and they're still nowhere near cool enough. My lye water solution is right at room temperature. I made this much earlier today, so it's ready to go, but these oils just don't want to cool off, and it's like 11 o'clock right now, and I'm running out of time and patience, so so I want to go ahead and get started. So I am going to add my fragrance oils really quick before I do anything else, because I don't want to forget to put them in there for sure. I say them like there's more than one, but this is just one fragrance oil, the Shea Blossom and Neroli. And I did want to make a quick statement. When I am showing you all these ingredients, these fragrances and the micas and stuff like that, my videos are not sponsored. I just like to show what exactly I am using, because I know I've got some soaper friends that watch these videos, and if there's anyone out there that is curious or they want to try out some of these oils for themselves, I just like to say what it is that I'm using, what it is that I'm doing, because I know that when I was very first learning, it was super helpful just to see and know what exactly I was in for. And again, these videos aren't intended as a tutorial. They're more for entertainment sort of purposes, so bear that in mind also. If I ever get a sponsor, I will let you all know in advance. So, with that being said and everything else ready to go, let's jump right into the making of this soap. Okay, that's all the blending I'm going to do. It's at least emulsified. It's a little bit thicker than I like, because I tend to go for pretty fluid batter. I mean, just barely past emulsification. I cannot talk today. I apologize in advance. It's been a long day. So anyway, I tend to go for more fluid than a medium or light to medium trace, because it's just easier to do swirls and stuff like that. But because my oils were a little bit warmer, it's just gonna get a little bit thicker. That's just how it goes. So I'm just giving this a quick mix. I love this fragrance oil. This fragrance oil will always be special to me because of that very first soap that I ever made. I just love it. So I've got my swirl color divided up there. And of course, I've got to get soap batter all over me, because I can't do anything without making a mess. Okay. So now it's time to get my colorants out. I'm going to be adding quite a bit of this green, not too much, but because there's so little in this jar, it feels like a lot. I might end up stick blending. I don't know, because it's pretty fluid. So yeah, I think this needs to be stick blended. I do think it needs to be stick blended. I just don't want to end up with any clumps of mica, because that it would be unfortunate. It's not harmful to the soap or anything, it's just aesthetics. That's all it is. Okay, so there's that. That's as much as I want to do to it. It got most of it incorporated. I could probably stir the rest in by hand. I just don't want to overblend this because I know I've said this in pretty much every video, but I do that super extreme water discount, and I just don't want to overblend because this sets up so fast, and if I overblend it, I'm gonna have a bad time. So I'm just scraping the sides and the bottom really well to try to get as much loose mica incorporated as I can. So this is the green that we ended up with. It's really nice. Really, really nice. I love this green. Love it, love it. All right, time to do this copper penny here. A little bit of this goes a long way to this copper. So I try to not use too much, but sometimes that's a little bit difficult. I might be able to hand mix this and get it good incorporated. See, there I go again trying to talk. It's like I can't speak English. And there's quite a bit of chunks of mica in here, so I am going to stick blend it just to be safe. Just to be safe. Where can I put this? Okay, there we go. You see that color? Whoa, what am I doing? Wow, you guys, that was a total brain fart right there is what that was. Woo! Goodness, I need to go to bed. Yes, I do. I cannot believe that I just did that. I don't know what is wrong with my brain. So now I've got a pretty mess to clean up. And I can't get this stick blender attachment off because my hands are covered in soap now. Goodness gracious. Good night. What am I doing? Whew. Gracious, gracious. Hopefully this soap doesn't set up while I'm cleaning up my mess. So that's a good conversation starter. What's the silliest mess that you have ever made? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear it so that I don't feel like a complete idiot. Okay, so both batters are still pretty fluid, so I'm excited about that. This fragrance behaves really well. I believe it discolors to a light tan. Nope, actually no discoloration, which is good. I don't know why I would think that it discolors to a light tan because there's no vanilla in it or anything. But this is the copper that we ended up with. Super shiny. There's a lot of gold shimmer in there. But look how metallic it look. Ooh. It's been a day. But I love how it just looks like liquid metal. So pretty. So pretty. So let me get everything lined up here. I think that's a good spot. And we will get to pouring. So I'm going to pour some of the green in the bottom. Just a little to give us something to start with. Shoo, this batter is hot, hot, hot. Okay, now I'm going to pour in a little of the copper. And I have no idea what this is going to look like. I haven't used these two colors together. And I just spilled more soap batter. Oh my gosh. You guys, somebody come over here and smack me or throw some cold water on me or something, because good night. But like I was saying, I've never used these colors together. And I don't ever think I've seen this color combination before on anything that I can think of. I was looking for colors that I thought would go well with this fragrance. And I hadn't used the Alpine Green in a little while. And I've only used this Copper Penny Mica once. So I thought to myself, I really would like to use some more of that really soon. And so I did. But like I said, I have no idea what this is going to look like. No idea whatsoever. I'm going to pour kind of high. Try to get some swirls going on here. But I don't have a big enough stream. There we go. Oop. There we go. Okay, and I've saved a little bit of each color for the top. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my oak dowel, and the reason that I got oak is because there were a couple of different types of wood, and this was the sturdiest. I can only just barely bend it. I didn't want something that I was going to stick into a thick soap batter and have it break off or splinter or something, so this is what I ended up with. So I'm just going to go in and swirl it like this. So there's that. I also thought that the hardwood would maybe not soak up as much oils, but I don't know. I could be totally wrong on that. Maybe it'll absorb a lot. Who knows? We'll see. So now that I've got the inside swirled, I want to pour a little bit of the green on top and swirl the top a little. Wow, did y'all see that? That little piece of batter that just flew out onto the table. I'm glad it didn't fly onto my arm. That would have stunk. So I'm pouring onto my spatula to break the fall of this batter so that it doesn't completely break through, even though I don't really have a whole lot to work with, because I don't want to disturb the swirl that I made with the dowel. But it looks like it's not going to much matter because that bottom layer is setting up quite a bit. So okay, just going to finish scraping and get as much out as possible before I move on. Sorry if you can hear my husband in the background. He's in the kitchen messing around with something. He's always got to have a snack. Okay, and I'm just kind of smoothing this green out a little bit, just to try to get even coverage if I can. Just kind of patting it down a little. I hope you all can see what I'm doing. Maybe I should do it from this side just so you can see. So I'm just kind of patting it and smoothing it into the corners. Okay, now I don't know what I'm going to do for swirling the top. I have no idea. So I'm going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work out or not. I know that this type of swirl, I think this type of swirl has a name, but I couldn't tell you what it is right now. But I want to try and pour a single stripe on one side, if I have enough batter to even do that. We'll see. Whoa, that was a lot there. Get a little bit here because there's not a whole lot. Okay. I'm just scraping the rest of this out. And again, I don't really know what I'm doing with this top. I've been trying to be a little bit more creative with my swirls on my tops because I feel like a lot of them are plain, and then I just throw some glitter on it hoping that it'll be a little bit more interesting than whatever top I ended up with. So this is a learning process for me. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, let's do, I don't want to go too deep in here. Let's do this. And this dowel might be a little bit thick for this, but we will see what it looks like. I like to experiment and see what works and what doesn't. Not everything that I try works. Now, what if I did, I don't know. What do I want to do? Maybe one stripe this way. Maybe one stripe up. I don't know, that's kind of cool. Okay, I'm gonna bang this down on the floor a little bit. So there's that. Now I'm just gonna clean my edges up a little. What I really need to do is watch some more YouTube videos of some more experienced soapers that do a lot of swirled tops and stuff and get some ideas, because when it comes to swirling tops, I'm not the greatest because I don't hardly do it. I don't have enough practice. For some reason, swirling a top of a soap and not adding a glitter or something like that to spruce it up it's a challenge for me. It's a mental challenge because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna mess it up that I just don't end up doing it. And I shouldn't be that way. No one should be that way. Don't be afraid to try new things, you know, but sometimes it's hard to practice what you preach. So I'm just cleaning up my edges here. Okay, I think that is all that I'm going to do. I definitely don't want to swirl it anymore. I think it's a pretty interesting swirl. Maybe not the prettiest, not the best swirl that I've ever done for a top, but it will suffice for now. And I'm definitely going to have to watch some more videos so that I can learn. You guys will have to tell me, do you have any suggestions or anything that you want to see as far as the soap on this channel? I really wouldn't mind experimenting with some new things, but sometimes I have a hard time coming up with something different, if that makes sense. Like something that I've never done before or something that I would like to try. Sometimes I'm just not sure what exactly I want to do. But let's bring you all in for a close-up. So this is what we've got. I really like the swirl that's like on this side. I think that's really pretty. I'm not so sure about this. I don't know what I was thinking was going to happen, but there you have it. This is a soap that we just made for this custom order. I'm going to leave this sit for a couple of hours before I go to bed, I'll come back and check on it, and then I will bring you all back for the cut. Bye-bye.